Hey folks, welcome back for the latest edition of NDD. I'm Pete Mulroy, and we had been talking earlier in the week about the regular season-ending baseball trip to Miami, I should say. And the Irish go in there, as we talked about, and got game one, pitching, defense, setting the tone. Game two, completely different story. The 7-game win streak comes to an end in mercy fashion, 15-1 in 7 innings. But like they've been doing lately, inning after inning, bat after at bat, what do the Irish do? They come right back in game three in monster fashion. 12-2, they take the ball game and they go down to Coral Gables to end the regular season, grabbing 2 of 3. It's another series victory for a Notre Dame team that goes into next week's ACC tournament, where they'll be the 11th seed. More on that later in the week. They'll go into that tournament playing as strong a baseball, minus the game 2 hiccup in Miami. And hey, by the way, that happens across all levels of sport. But they will be one of the hottest, freshest team going into postseason play. And as I've said time and time again lately, whether it's the play of Carson Tinney, shortstop Estevan Moreno was great in Game 3 against Miami. Those two, by the way, combined for 7 RBIs in that victory to end the season over Miami. Between the way DM Jefferson continues to play, I know Rory Fox, he did struggle in Game 2, but the pitching staff has been there for ND the last 6 weeks as well. I think they're going to make some hay in the ACC tournament. And then you see what happens come May 26th, which is effectively scheduled to be Selection Monday for the NCAA tournament. Irish make things easy by winning the conference. If they're able to do that, they're in, but very much in the conversation for an at-large bid. So we will see how that all pans out one way or the other by the 26th, the Monday, when the entire bracket for the NCAA tournament baseball field is announced. On campus, Notre Dame had a head coaching change, and it comes after 3 years leading the women's golf program. Powers Ellis stepping away, wants more family time, and it's totally understandable. Look, I got a daughter of mine. She's going to be 3 in August. I get, and I feel like she was born just yesterday, right? So it goes quick. You're on your toes constantly when you have kids. And Coach Ellis, during her time in South Bend, 11 top 5 finishes, 7 top 10 finishes in team competitions this season alone. So the program had seen an uptick from a performance in a team aspect. But then when you take away during her tenure on an individual basis, as the national search for her replacement continues, you saw elevation from player to player, event to event, and that's exactly what you want in men's and women's golf. And we saw the success the men's golf team enjoyed at the regional, not enough to get them to the NCAA championships, minus the individual performance of Jacob Modeleski, who I mentioned earlier in the week, is going to go compete on the individual level. But we'll see what transpires from here after a good 3-year run under Coach Ellis, who, again, stepping away to spend more time with her family. That announcement came a couple of nights ago via UND.com. And they also stated on the Notre Dame Athletics website, as I mentioned before, a national search to find the replacement continues to go on. Switching gears into hockey with more coaching news, Mike Garman officially joins the Notre Dame hockey staff under head coach Brock Sheehan. The two worked together previously in the United States Hockey League with the Chicago Steel. And now Garman comes in as associate head coach, and he's the final hire for this new Irish coaching staff who will hit the ground running next season. Sheehan obviously took the reins of this program in March, and he finally fills out his coaching staff in rather quick fashion, isn't it, by the way, in a little less than 2 months, with Mike Garman joining him from 2019 to 21. The two were together with the Chicago Steel in the USHL. Garman working under Sheehan, who at the time was the head coach, Garman working as the associate HC, and they were able to win 2 regular season championships together. Garman, a big resume, highly regarded in the collegiate game, graduate of Cornell University where he played as a goalie, and that experience is going to greatly aid Notre Dame, as this is a men's hockey team that looks to get back to the postseason for the first time in 3 years. So that's big news coming out of the Notre Dame hockeyverse with the hiring of Mike Garman to join Coach Brock Sheehan's bench effective next season. And just wrapping today with a little track and field, it was a good start for Jaden O'Brien and company on the women's side in the heptathlon at the start of this week's track and field conference championships. O'Brien taking first in the hep, but she also took first place in 3 additional events. And the blue and gold really showed face nicely to start the events, and we'll continue to track it as progress goes on. 3 top 10 finishes in the 100-meter hurdles on Thursday alone. Emily Covert, staying on that women's side, second in the 10,000-meter competition. Ethan Coleman, third in the same event on the men's side. Wrapping up the end of the week, Thursday, Friday, the Irish were in third place, the men 7th. So a lot of work to be done here, but a very optimistic, positive start for the women, especially led by Jaden O'Brien. We'll talk some lacrosse, big quarterfinal game against Penn State, a little more baseball with the ACC tournament field and bracket set to be released, and we'll give you another update with what's happening with track and field on both the men's and women's side. It's NDD, Notre Dame Daily. You know where to find us by now. Subscribe across all platforms and right here on your screen. And you can follow our mothership Fan Arch across all of their platforms as well. Have a great rest of your day, wherever you may be tuning in from. I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Have a great night. And as always, go Irish.